This week on One Man Garage, I'm gonna try to fix my wagon's brakes because they suck and they shouldn't. Here's why. So this thing, you know, it's factory disc brakes in the front. Way back when I put this on the drag strip, I did calipers and hoses in the front, master cylinder, rear, did whatever, and it worked. They never felt like they worked right, like they didn't seem like the front brakes were strong. But it drove, and it's always seemed to favor the rear when I'd power brake, you know, try to do like burnouts on slicks and stuff and whatever. And then I guess maybe 6-7 years ago, started to put this back on the street. I took a mini spool out and put a posi unit in on the original 308 gears, and that would be the last time that drum's been off. So all these years of driving this here and there, a few thousand miles, it's been occasionally popping and twitching the back of the car that I just kind of didn't respond to the first time, and I should have. So I've been driving it with it occasionally doing a weird little twitch, like those shoes were grabbing and popping on the springs, and just went on my way. Meanwhile, brake pedal got low recently and the rear reservoir was empty. Have not found a leak yet for the rear brakes at the wheel cylinders or anything, but it's like, well, I'm gonna put a different master cylinder on it and try to go through the back brakes and then re-bleed everything and see what happens. Well, basically left drum came off easily, probably needs to be adjusted a little tighter. It was probably a little loose on the adjustment, and this one is stuck big time, and I was trying not to break it, but it may be just chewed all up inside the drum. The drum might be crap already, but of course those are my original Bell style 70 Olds drums, so I hated to destroy it just in case it's not ruined on the inside, but I may just have to bust it, because, you know, this isn't like rust stuck, like tearing down an old car with locked up rusted brakes to the drum. This is a driving car with a stuck drum, so that's a little different. So I'm kind of concerned that that's trash. I did get a new master cylinder. I'll show you later. It's the disc brakey pretty one, like similar that the Firebird over here Ron Burgundy's got. It's you know, like that style. That's trying to go back to the correct looking early disc brake one. So I got one. I bought a fairly decent brand, I think. So hopefully we'll get this off, and I might just smash it. I don't know. Well, it turns out if you upgrade the Tanya Harding to the Trump 1000 model, it can't be stopped. That's right, I said it. It worked. Survey says brake fluid, leaky wheel cylinder, causing expansion, and notice that and all this. So yeah, brake shoe seems okay. All the pads I put on years ago, not worn out. So looks like I just can clean all this up and do the wheel cylinders. Probably use the same brakes and just brake clean it all. So it's a small victory. I'll take it. Nice. Well, it turns out I just thought I'd go into my existing inventory, and there's a couple rear wheel cylinders right there I bought for the yellow Olds that a long time ago, years ago. I've got the hoses, the shoes, front and rear wheel cylinders, and that thing might be getting disc brakes, but that's the part I just looked up for the car. I believe the same. I gotta go double check that it's still current. W45873 rear wheel cylinder, 7/8 bore, GM, A-body. Ran down to the dollar store, got me 3 cans of brake clean, so we can maybe work on it some more today. Who knows how far we'll get. So yeah, it turns out the O'Reilly's store brand Brake Best whatever version of this Dorman 45873, they were wanting over $13 retail. Of course, I bought these at Rock Auto a long time ago, the Dorman, the actual more name brand, and to backfill my inventory, they had slashed the price on Amazon, free shipping, $7 a piece for the Dormans like this. So went in and got those coming, because we are going to work on that yellow car. I know I keep saying that. But yeah, dollar store brake cleaner. I'm going to hose all this crap out. Made me a nice mess. That's the way I do it. This is just a parking garage, but sometimes a work area, okay? This tile's coming up anyway. Don't judge me. I knew it was handy to keep this mat laying around. Now I don't get as dirty. So took the first spring loose, just laying there. Got the little 7/16 wrench out to get the two and the line removed off the back. Probably gonna have to pull this loose. Try to leave the shoes in place and try to get that out without totally removing all the drum brake stuff, hopefully. You can see which side was leaking. Yep. Hopefully I can wiggle that thing out of there without further difficulty. Gotcha, you little bugger. That nasty. I guess I didn't change those. I think I just had the originals in there when I put the brakes on the car. Pretty sure. I don't remember. It's been a while. Slept since then. Got it bolted down on the back side. Got the brake line reconnected and loosened the bleeder. So maybe that'll start gravity bleeding here in a bit. So now I gotta try to put those pieces back. So I believe got all the pieces back where they go. Been doing this a while, since wow, not 40 years, but I guess I've been doing these drum Bendix brakes for about 34, no, hold on, 38 years, that's right. When I was in high school and I bought my first car from my brother-in-law, it was a 68 Le Mans, two-door, 350 4-speed car. Had four-wheel drums that suck, but the first thing I learned to do on any old car was using the good old Chilton's manual and a little bit of help, but mostly just reading and doing it, and building and doing the drum brakes. Just like this on my first car way back in the day. But it always is good to, when you're doing these, you know, keep an eye on one side and leave it together just so you can kind of remember how it goes, like that's supposed to be there. So we're gonna adjust that because everything was loose. Always get a new hardware kit when you can, but I mean usually old stuff's pretty good if it's all still there. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. I backed a couple clicks off of the adjuster because this one had been self-adjusting super tight, so I pulled it back a few clicks. So it definitely won't be dragging. We're still waiting on the bleeding. I don't know if it's coming through yet. I'll check in a minute. Gonna just leave that wheel cylinder there for now. Adjusted the brakes out just a touch, so they're pretty close to equal. I need to pump the brake, tighten the bleeder screw on the other side, but I want to give it a little push of fluid. Did one round of braking, was able to jam the tire iron to hold the brake pedal and got a nice little spit out the back. Gonna do it one more time. Yeah, I felt the pedal improve. It's just funny that the little wire loom bracket on the floor pan made this work. Let's see what happens with my handy dandy brake bleeder. Yep, looks good to me. Was air the first time. Well, wheels are torqued back in. Now I just got to get the jack dropped and we'll back it up, and then we'll bench bleed the new master and see if we can swap it out. There's that new master. So still got to bench bleed it. Well, just doing a little bleeding. using the car for the bench. It's pretty easy to push with a screwdriver. The tubes, and they'll just recirculate and get all the bubbles out. Just go full travel with the, you know, like that. I put the plugs back in temporary, top on there. Yeah, wiped out all the fluid I had. Probably gonna save what's in there. I think it's clean. Pour it out when I take it off. I got the other one off. There's that hold off valve that this was the last year. They came out with it in '67 with the disc brakes, and then they kept making minor revisions each year. And then '70 was the last year, and I guess it's a troubled system because '71 they changed to a combination valve, which is like proportion and distribution, and never went back. So I wanted original look, but I think maybe it'd be better down the road if I change it to the 71 and up style. But we'll give it one more shot. Looking good, in place. Gonna try to pump it with the what we did last time, get a couple squirts out of it. Look at that. Did it again. Pumped it again. We'll try this. There we go. A little fart, not too much. Let's go for a drive. Let's go. Seem to stop. Got pedal. Guess it skidded the back brakes. Still favoring the rear, what I can tell. I mean, I get a good nosedive. It's not terrible. It's definitely better. I'll need some extra drive time. Let this sort out. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Let's do a little turnaround. Well, the brakes I think are better than they've ever been since I've had it. Oh, and the posi still works too. That's it for today's episode. I guess it wasn't this week's episode, just today's episode. Keep coming back to One Man Garage.